Hey YouTube, so I'm gonna post another video. I'm on my third ATV now. I picked this one up. I thought I was getting a hell of a deal. Guy said the carburetor just needed to be cleaned out and a couple adjustments, and she should be good to go. So I started taking this one apart and cleaned the carb, and I noticed there was coolant leaking. This is a Polaris 400L 4x4. Um, there was coolant leaking out of the head studs. So I thought, well, while I'm at it, I might as well take the head off, check out, see what's going on. And cylinder walls didn't look too terrible, but I noticed coolant was leaking down the cylinder wall. So I just thought, well, I'll just take the next step and do this right and rebuild the top end. But I wanted to post a video because I see a lot of people posting videos of top end rebuilds and they don't show one important thing, which I would like to do. So I went and got myself brand new piston rings. I have the cylinder jug out. Nice new kit. Let me show you what I found. There's all the scoring on the cylinder. Sorry, the piston. So I thought, well, let's do it right and get a new piston, make this thing run nice. So what I did was I didn't have to bore this out. I ended up just honing it. And let's see if I can get in here with the lights. See nice crosshair scratches I got there. That's what you want, to be able to reseat the rings. So the next thing I'm going to show you, excuse me about the light, it's not very bright in here. My wife knew I was doing this on the dining room table. She'd probably shoot me. So the important thing is your rings. Now you always say you should look for end gap in between the rings here after you put it in the cylinder. So what I found, easy trick, I've already got one ring in here ready. So you take your old piston, flip it upside down, it's still got the rings in it. I'm just gonna set that in there. Here, heard the ring push down? Now the ring is in the cylinder flat all the way around where it should be. You don't want it cocked at an angle or anything like that, because right now we're gonna measure the end gap right here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Right in between there, that little gap, because if that's too tight, your ring's gonna fry. Too loose, oil's gonna get through. So you take your feeler gauge here, and my specs say, I don't know if it's gonna focus or not, I have to be between 0.010 to 0.035. So I've got that fit in there snug. Take your feeler gauge, and I'm just gonna go 0.025 right away. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my hands in here. Have you guys see this at the same time? My feeler gauge between the end gap there. And I am snug at 0.025. Alright, I'm going to try it from this angle. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about. I can get the flashlight here. Let's see. So there is a gap. And like I said, if for some reason this was too tight, what you could do is you just take a file, take the ring out, and there's two little ends. Each ring is different that you buy, but you just file that down ever so slightly, and you don't want to scratch the sides of the rings or anything. File it down, stick it back in there, put the gap, check the gap.
I did this to my last Polaris 250, and I ended up having to file the ends of the rings down. You don't have to do it too much, just a little bit, a couple swipes on each side. And then you put it, once you got that all measured up, you put the rings on the piston. And then when you're ready to do that, or when you have that all finished, then you just slide it up in the piston. I could post a video on that later on, but like I said, I saw a couple videos out there where people were rebuilding top ends, and they showed how they shoved the piston in with the rings on into the cylinder, and there was nothing explained about the end gap on the rings. So here's my video, a little info, a little tip for you guys. There are videos out there how to file piston rings if you look around. I learned quite a bit on YouTube, which I'm sure you guys have too. So till next time, hope you enjoyed the video.